Welcome to episode 8 of the 3 Guys 5 Feet Apart podcast.
Thank you. You suck, Alex. With me today, as always, are my best friends in the world. We got Austin the Machine, because he's half metal. We got No More Kids Chris.
That's me.
We got Jumpin' Jonah.
What the fuck?
And we got the best guy, fan favorite, Autistic Alex.
No! I was so excited to see what you were going to come up with. I'm so disappointed.
This was all improvised, by the way.
I think it's a lot more creative than Jumping Jonah.
Yeah, Jonah really got
Yeah, I'm
shortchanged
sorry.
on that.
Oh well.
No More Kids Chris was my personal favorite.
It seems like all of our podcasts start out with us like just dying laughing for at least 2
I think that's a good way to start. Instead of doing an intro, I think next episode we should just start laughing.
Like, we should just laugh the whole podcast.
If you don't understand why we're laughing, then you don't understand.
Obviously, you're not as smart as us. We're all Rick and Morty fans. We're very high IQ,
Yes.
intelligent people.
Yep.
So
I'm
obviously,
not, but I still love Rick
obviously,
and
if you
Morty.
don't laugh, you're not as smart as us. You just don't get how clever our jokes are, much like Rick and Morty. They went to a dimension where hamsters live in butts. That's very high IQ humor, people.
It's
Come
genius.
on. It's
Oh,
genius.
yeah.
You couldn't think of that. Alrighty, boys. We have a whole host of topics to get to today and not a lot of time to do it. So I would like to start out with some news. You guys know that I am a lover, a connoisseur, you could
go.
say, of the weird side of YouTube.
Oh, yes.
Yep.
And in previous
100%.
episodes, I have brought up the very degenerate Zooier Than Thou podcast.
Oh,
Go
gosh.
report them immediately, please. Guess what? Kiwi Farms, the autists of the internet, finally doxed the host. They finally got his dox information.
I don't know what that means.
That means they have his full name, address, phone number, email, all known aliases. So you can go mess with him, more importantly, find proof and then report him to local law enforcement that he rapes animals.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. If you're on our Discord, then I will, at this point, have already posted a link to the Kiwi Farms page on our Discord. By the way, join our Discord. Link in the description below.
Amen.
My good buddy Jonah spearheaded that one. It's amazing. Way more than I could have thought was possible. I mean, he did a sick job. It's awesome. I love it. There's a lot of funny stuff there. Come hang out, interact with us, suggest topics, discuss the new episodes. Tell us how badly we suck, but keep in mind I will read all the comments and I will cry.
I cry every night.
That's a separate issue, Austin. You
Yes.
doing good, buddy?
No, yeah, I was just kidding. Get on the Discord.
That's it, Austin.
Says the person that's not on the Discord.
Yeah.
The one guy.
No, I was
I'll
waiting for everyone to come. But you were just too slow.
I'll get my laptop and do it before you guys leave.
You're
We'll
missing
set it
out
up.
on some good OnlyFans content.
That's
right
what I
now.
heard.
Yeah.
I heard there was some only.
Alex
How
actually
are we
recently
talking here?
posted a very sexually charged pic of himself on the,
There's more
the
where it
Discord.
came from too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I'll have to delete my Discord.
Alex's dick is on the Discord, so then join just for that, guys.
yeah,
some
check us
spicy
out.
stuff.
We're amazing. We are working on a 3 Guys 5 Feet Apart OnlyFans. So look
It's
out
not
for
gay.
that. It's not gay. 'Cause
Yeah.
We're 5 feet
Oh,
apart.
We're just
Yeah.
in a hot tub.
Yes.
Little bit gay.
It's
We're in a
not-
hot tub. We're
It's not gay in a
smiling.
threesome, even if it is.
What about
Three
a five
guys.
some? There's 5 of us.
That also makes it not gay.
If it's an odd number, it's not gay.
Oh,
Exactly.
They
okay.
cancel out.
Yep.
Okay. What about if there's 6, but one of them's a girl?
Oof.
That's something else.
Oh, that's still
That,
I think adding a girl sounds pretty gay to me.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're
What
right.
the fuck you thinking,
Good
Michael?
point.
Can do that.
Wash your profanity. I now have a censor MP3, and I'm not afraid to use it.
I'm sorry, I'm trying not to.
I'm gonna start if you guys tick me off, I'm just gonna bleep out random words you say that aren't swear words to make it sound like you're saying something horrible.
Like, oh, cake.
Yeah. So just keep that in mind. I have all the power when it comes to editing, so appease your new god.
I see no god up here besides me.
Oh man.
But yeah, first off, for this episode, I'd like to extend a very special thank you to Alex, Jonah, and Chris for spearheading the Instagram, Twitter, and Discord. They are taking care of our social media. So that is one less thing that I have to do. And we always record in Austin's basement, so don't think like Austin's not doing anything.
No,
he
I'm not
contributes.
doing anything. I'm not even holding the mic right now.
He's not even holding the mic. He's currently wrapped up in a blanket. So yeah. So we got a bunch of topics, and I want to keep this under an hour, so let's try to get to as many as we can. We're going to speed run this, boys. I hope you're ready.
Speed
Love a
run,
good
let's
speed
go.
run.
Eric Andre, known comedian, now has an OnlyFans account, and before you ask, it is not a joke, it is legit. If you want to see Eric Andre's chocolate starfish on your computer screen, you need to go subscribe to his OnlyFans.
Wow.
Is it a
Like-
joke? Like,
It's not a, I mean, it's kind of a joke. It's Eric Andre. Like, half his pics
So, like, how much?
I don't know. I haven't checked it out, Austin. I'm not interested in seeing a man spread eagle. I don't.
Well, listen, we just have to make sure it's legit, you know?
Google,
it is
show me
legit.
this guy's balls, please.
I mean, you can already see it for free. Eric Andre, they always get removed off Instagram, but for about 24 hours, Eric Andre will post like a picture, like straight up being naked.
Nice. Oh, good for
So
him.
yeah,
It's nice.
What a man.
I couldn't do that.
he did a
but,
joke on his Twitter because they were talking about the free the nipple movement. So Eric Andre kept posting pictures of himself naked and said free the dick movement.
There you go. I would. Hey, do it. Why not?
That's some good comedy right there.
That's what we
is
need
good-
in this life.
He's an interesting man.
What else do we got? Oh, okay. So I had this really cool idea. You know how in the Pokemon world, Pokemon evolve, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
And
what?
As do we all.
shut up, Alex. And it's established by the old Trico that Pokemon evolution is not based on age. That you can get old in your first form. It's based on power.
Okay.
So what if people evolve like Pokemon? And silence falls over.
what do you
the
mean by
crowd.
what do you mean by evolve?
So, like,
Yeah, like
It's gonna
do
be
you mean,
based
like,
on power, right?
Are you-
So
So do you mean like me turning old? That's my evolution,
no. You
or
still
like
age.
we're making up evolution?
You still age, but you like evolve. So like you're like a little kid. You're like a kindergartner.
Sure.
But then you go and get like stronger. You go to the gym. You start running some laps or something, and then you turn into like a teenager. And then you go and work out some more, and then you turn into like an adult form, basically.
So you're just
But-
pretty much talking about the cycle
like-
of life.
But you don't have to get stronger. You could just stay
Stay
like as a
kinder-
little
yeah.
kid.
Does that mean
just
I
gets
could
older.
live forever, or would I just die as a little kid?
You die as a little kid.
Dang.
Well,
I don't think I'd want.
Why would you want to live forever as a little kid?
I mean, I wouldn't. I'd hit
Keep your good
teenager and
looks.
stick with it.
I don't want to get
Keep your
old
good
out.
looks
I
as a
don't wanna
little
get-
kid.
I take that back.
We're cutting that part.
No, okay, see,
Cut that out.
the kid evolution's
Jonas.
always the cutest.
Oh man, that's tough.
See, okay,
Look,
kid
I'll
evolution is always the cutest, and then teenage awkward phase, and then adult.
And then you're gonna be like teenage, even cuter, and then we have to cut that out for Austin.
Look,
No,
what we mean
awkward.
is
I would
we
stay
don't wanna get
20,
old with all the
21,
wrinkles.
22.
You don't get to pick, and you're still gonna get old in those forms.
Well,
You're
no,
just gonna
we
be
would
like a really
stay,
short
So
old
what's
man.
the point? I don't get it. You're asking me if I want to.
What our
I'm
bodies?
not asking you what you want. I'm just asking you to like explore this hypothetical
Okay.
with me.
But like,
Would our
do I
bodies
get
stay the
wrinkles,
same, though?
or do I just like die?
You get wrinkles. You get looking old.
Okay.
Yeah,
So like,
I don't want
as a teenager,
wrinkles.
would I get wrinkles?
Yes, eventually.
But then I'm just an old person.
That
so I
means
don't,
that I'm an old 20, stuck in a 22-year-old body person,
yeah, I'd probably
and
go
I
with that.
stuck in that
honestly.
body because I chose not to do anything with myself and make myself better.
You could make yourself better. You could work out and evolve to your next form.
Yeah, but we don't.
So
wanna
if you're
evolve. It's
if you're
like,
22,
That's just
what's
called
the
living
point?
life.
Let's say you get like, if we're saying to 20 range is like the ideal area. What
Then
is
think of something better.
what's your like motivation to move to the next evolution part?
Power, dude, because your stats get boosted when you evolve.
No, it's like Pikachu. No one cares about Raichu. We want
Amen.
Pikachu because Pikachu is adorable.
True.
We don't care if Raichu is stronger.
True.
Well, I'm just trying to like explore this topic with you boys. So, what would you guys work to like evolve to your next stage, or would you just like decide to stay at a certain stage?
Bro, I would be like
Depends on
in
the stage.
preschool. I'd just like freaking do a bunch of push-ups, freaking get like maxed out.
You'd still be like a preschooler though. You still have a preschooler brain. It's not like you skip ahead.
Hmm.
You can't speed
But I'd
run
be really
life.
buff, right?
Yeah, you'd be like a
Yoked as
full. You
preschooler.
would you would be a preschooler, but you would look like if you really worked out like hardcore, you'd look like a fully grown adult man in
Exactly.
preschool.
And then I'd just be like, doing the ABCs, you know what I'm saying?
A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
No.
And
There'd
like
be kids that get bullied that don't want to work out and their voice hasn't dropped because they're still in the kindergarten stage. They're still talking like this and the whole time.
Yeah,
That'd be tough.
that would be
tough.
that would be tough. You'd have to be like, bro, Johnny, get your stats up, man.
Yeah, I think like gym class would take like a much like higher priority.
Yeah,
in
that
schools.
is true.
Probably- yeah,
it
probably.
probably would take a lot.
We need to get you guys
Honestly,
to evolve.
it would kind of suck because I could see a lot of bullying revolving around that because like all the popular people would just like be more evolved. So like,
Steroids would be used everywhere.
yeah, those.
That'd be like rare candies in Pokemon, the ones that make you level up
Yeah.
instantly.
Yeah,
Steroids.
that's steroids.
Put it in your butt. HGH, protein powder, all of that stuff. You would need it every day.
Man, Ricky went up like 3 evolutions in like a week, bro.
Yo, Ricky, what you doing?
I'm juicing.
I fucking hate this.
I love this. This is great.
Oh,
It is
man.
great. See, I knew this topic would work. I honestly hate this topic now. This was awful. Alex, you sent us a massive list of topics.
And you said you hated most of them.
I hated most of them, but you had
You
some
can't
good
do
ones
them.
in there.
Yeah.
So pick the good ones.
Pick a
that-
good one.
That he
I think
knows,
one that you
but he won't
liked
tell you.
was I wanted to talk about who our favorite actress who is portrayed. Fuck, I can't talk.
A second censor I have on you, like 5 total now.
Fuck.
Well, it's 8.
Run it up, baby.
Alex, weren't you the one that talked about wanting to make the podcast more like PG-13?
I was. Anyways, Wonder Woman, who has been the hottest woman to portray her, and
Gal
who
Gadot.
would we like to see portray her in the future?
Ooh, I don't know about the future part because it's like Gal Gadot's killing it right now.
Yeah,
man.
she is. Yeah.
Linda Carter though, back in the day,
She was pretty
she
good.
brought it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like all those old like as a young Michael was watching the classic '66 Batman. You know that little part of me was awoken whenever I saw Barbara Gordon Batgirl in that show. I was just like, wow, she's like Batman but hot.
That's every man's dream.
That's every man's dream. Batman but hotter.
There you
What
go.
about Batwoman?
Batwoman sucks.
She's not hot enough?
No.
Especially in the new show. She's awful.
Why was there like? I think it's funny because they talked about like, oh, she's the second actress to portray because they recast her, and they were like, oh, look at her, she's the second actress to play the iconic role of Batwoman. I'm just like, when did Batwoman become an iconic role? I'm like, that's not the role everyone in Hollywood's scrambling over each other to get to. It's like, it's Batwoman.
I have not seen any of
Did you just
those
say you're a
DC
Nazi?
shows. No. I have not seen like any of those like like the Titan show, the
No.
Batwoman show. There's like a Swamp Thing show.
I heard the Swamp Thing one was actually pretty good.
That's
but
what
like,
I've heard.
yeah, I don't like superhero-based TV shows because it like takes away all the cool stuff and just has everyone like talk all the time to
Well,
each
even
other.
Flash was cool.
Even
except
the I haven't seen any of that. Like I haven't seen
Yeah.
any of the.
it was really good until they kept making every
Yeah.
single villain a freaking speedster.
Yeah.
and you're just like,
yeah.
why?
I actually liked Green Arrow and Flash.
Yeah,
but
Green Arrow was cool too, up to a certain point, but they all just kind of lost
Yeah, but
it.
then yeah.
But
Oh,
I'm actually surprised at how well it did because they did like now they're doing Superman and Lois. They did
Yeah.
Supergirl.
yeah, Supergirl wasn't bad. She was pretty cute too.
Who? What was that one? Legends of Tomorrow.
Oh yeah,
That was actually a really
yeah, that
cool
one was-
concept.
that one was
I
pretty
actually,
good.
Yeah, I actually like.
Wasn't that like everyone? Like everyone?
No,
was in it?
so like they'd have like Avengers type episodes
like,
where like
the
all
Atom,
the ones would come in, but yeah, it was like the Atom and like a couple other like.
the dude that was like two people in one.
Oh yeah, Firestorm.
Mockingbird or
I just
something
looked
like
up every woman to play a Wonder Woman, and half of them are like from animated DC shows and movies, which I don't count because it's not like
Who's the
physical.
chick that plays Mariah Hill in
Maria Hill?
Maria Hill in the Marvel movies?
I don't know.
Smulders.
She was the same.
Because she was supposed to be Wonder Woman at one
Did you
point,
just know that?
and there's like a
Yeah.
picture of her in the suit,
No one's gonna
and I
pay
think
attention
she
to me.
actually would have been pretty good.
No, everyone's ignoring Chris now.
Yeah, it's
Let's
crazy.
ignore Chris for the rest. You know what? That actually brings up a really good point I wanted
Oh
to
my
address.
God.
Yeah.
I read all of your comments, And I know you all have been complaining how the podcast has sucked ever since Chris came back. But you know what? He's a part of this podcast. And if I see one more comment, you're banned from the Twitter, you're banned from the Instagram, you're banned from the channel, you're banned from the Discord. I'll do it. I don't want any of this hate. We love Chris. He's a part of this podcast. Chris, I defend you as a friend.
Cressy's just messing with you.
No more Chris
I can leave. I'm
No
gonna go
more-
get some McDonald's.
No more Chris hate in the comments below. If I see one more comment talking about how they hate Chris's voice and they hate his beard and they're tired of seeing him on the podcast.
On a podcast. I know that guy has a
They
stupid
listen to the
beard.
voice like, "Hey, Chris, sounds like a dude with a beard that just sucks."
But it's all patchy. I bet he's ugly too.
No, I think you're being
I bet Chris eats mac and cheese for every meal.
Okay, and
And chicken nuggies.
I wonder if whenever we do like a face reveal, if we'll match up what people think
No,
we
we'll
look
think
like.
No, we have to do
Yeah.
a face reveal, but do the
Face reveal.
reveal, but, like,
Raggy.
do the wrong names.
We're gonna do a race reveal.
Maybe have them.
I think we should do the wrong names. Although on the Discord, my profile picture is myself.
You
So-
are
Why'd you do
idiot.
that?
You cheated.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
stupid
I didn't
idiot.
have any funny pictures on there.
Just get an anime picture.
Yeah, just put
Yeah.
an anime girl up
Yeah,
there.
just Google
yeah.
it.
I guess
Google
I'll do that.
hot
then.
anime girl.
Yeah, hot anime girl.
Turn
let's
safe
look
search off. You'll be awakened to a new world.
I already
Alex.
like looked up anime
man, here we go.
boobies in the GIF.
You sound like a 13-year-old boy.
I typed
Like
that
you
in
come
for
into school the next day, just like, guys, I looked up. You won't believe this. I looked up anime boobies. You will not believe what popped up, guys.
No, literally like
Guys, I found anime boobies.
there was just
on the
they were
internet.
posting all these GIFs of anime girls, and so I wanted to post a really raunchy one. And man, let me tell you, there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
You guys ever heard of hentai? Because I have now.
Anyways,
Oh my gosh.
back to
whatever we were talking
actresses
about.
playing roles.
Yeah, we never. Linda Carter brought it back in the day. There was actually supposed to be a Wonder Woman TV show that got canceled.
Yeah, and
That actress was actually pretty hot. I forget her name.
I do too.
It says it was Adriana Palicki.
She sounds hot.
So rate it 1 out of 10.
Solid 8.
Just based on the
thinking a
name.
7.
Just solely
Name
based on
alone.
the name.
Literally just on the name alone.
I'm feeling a 7.
I'm
Okay,
not
no.
alone.
here's a. I just looked up an image. She literally looks like a prostitute in a Wonder Woman's costume.
Wait,
So
let me
it's-
see.
Let me
see
see.
I want to see it.
Alex, is that an upgrade over the hentai boobies?
That's a 9 right there, guys.
I'm right there.
No, I
Yeah,
stand
yeah.
by.
She is pretty,
It's a,
yes.
It's a 7.
This is like a shot of her running around.
Yeah,
I
that's
give-
a solid 9.
I give it an 8.
Okay.
Because Gal Gadot's still up there.
This isn't
Yeah, she's
Wonder
pretty
Woman, but
great.
Wonder Girl in the Titan show. Oh, solid 10. Like they
Who's
hit
one-
the money on that.
I didn't
You
see
don't
the,
know who Wonder
I didn't
Girl
see
is?
the well, I didn't see the Titan show, so I don't know who you're talking about.
It's pretty much Wonder Woman's sidekick.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Wait, is it
basically.
Wonder Girl or is it Donna Troy?
Donna Troy.
Okay,
So
I'm
she-
looking her up right now.
I think she's pretty.
Do you guys ever
attractive.
see those pictures of Tim Burton almost did like a Superman like lives?
Oh, dude, I
Where Nick
know the
Cage
full
was
story
gonna
of that
be
'cause I'm a big
Superman?
Kevin Smith fan. He has a big role to play in that.
It was so close. Like, wasn't it like super
they
close?
spent nothing got filmed, but they spent $25 million on this
Jeez.
project.
Wow.
That's a $25 million
Just
loss.
loss, yeah.
Absolute bath. But like it went through a million different directors, a million different writers, Kevin Smith being one of them. Kevin Smith being like, if it wasn't for him, it probably would have got cut a lot sooner.
Mm.
And then they jumped Tim Burton on there. And the messed up part is Tim Burton still got paid because he's such a big director that like
Yeah.
in his contract he still gets paid. And yeah, they did a bunch of test footage with Nicolas Cage wearing multiple different Superman suits. Apparently they made like millions of dollars worth of props for it, but it just never got made. Also, apparently the producer was this insane dude that wanted Superman to fight a spider.
Dang.
I mean,
I remember that
What's
story.
wrong
I
with
remember you
fighting
showing
a
me Kevin
spider?
Smith talking
yeah,
about that.
Yeah.
I feel like he could fight a spider.
Kevin Smith would do these they were sort of like improv performance. It's sort of like a comedy performance almost, but instead of like having a set of material, he mostly just did like a tour where he went to different cities and people just would ask him questions, and he had like stories to tell based on that.
Yeah.
One of them was like, "Hey, did you ever think about writing a superhero movie?" He was like, "Well, I almost wrote Superman."
Yeah.
And he tells the whole story about like how he was talking to a friend, like Warner Brothers wanted him to write because it was right after one of his movies. That he in the early 2000s and 90s he made a bunch of really successful movies. So Warner Brothers was like, "Hey, we want you to write a movie," and they gave him like all these ones. He's like, "Hey, you guys got Superman?" They're like, "Well, yeah, we've been trying to do a Superman movie. Here's the script." And he's like, "Okay." So he was writing for a different movie, but he asked to see the Superman script. And then like the next day he goes to his friend. He's like, "Hey, this sucks." And the executive's like, "Really?" And he's like, "Yeah, it really sucks." And they know Kevin Smith's a big comic book fan. So like then apparently he got invited back the next day with like more executives there, and he was like, "Could you tell them what you told me?" And he's like, "It sucks." And they were like, "Okay." And then like later on he gets invited back the next day with even more executives, and like, "Tell them what you told us. It sucks."
That sucks.
And that went on for like 5 days, he said, before finally they were like, "Do you want to try writing it?"
That'd be awesome.
Such interest. That's so interesting.
But like the producer was like, "I don't want Superman in the suit. I don't want a cape. And I don't want him to fly."
What?
So what's the point?
They
Yeah,
wanted
what's
to
the
make like a
point?
really gritty Superman.
Just
they,
make another
the-
Batman.
Big Batman.
movie.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a hero
To be a
for that.
gritty Superman.
Well, Nick Cage is actually a really big comic book fan too. He's one of like the few people that own some of like the $1 million first issues of comics. So he actually really was looking forward to working with Kevin Smith because having the main actor and the director / writer being comic book fans would have been huge. And I actually think that would have been like a really good Superman movie. Obviously, Kevin Smith's a bit weird, and he might pull like something from one of his movies where it's like
Nicolas Cage is a bit weird.
yeah, Nicolas Cage is weird,
And
but
plays
he's
the
in
worst
movies
superhero
nowadays.
film ever.
Yeah, he's in movies nowadays where they make his weirdness work with the plot. Like Willy's Wonderland was really good. Or Mandy, that was another really good Nicolas
There's
Cage
some new
one.
one coming out, and like he's like just screaming through the whole trailer, and I don't know what it is.
That
but
seems like a Nicolas
I
Cage
think
thing.
that's the history of swear words. I think that's the one you're talking about.
yes, yeah.
Where he goes through and he figures out the origins of like all of them.
and
where
then
they
he just
came from.
starts screaming.
Yeah.
Is it a
Just
document?
It's I think it's technically a document.
The first like 20
documentary.
minutes of the documentary is him like going through the origin. The next 20 minutes is just him screaming at the camera, picking things up, attacking the production people.
And then it's 20 minutes of credits. So it's an hour long, but really it's 20 minutes.
This is random. But Netflix, I guess this month is coming out with some superhero show of their own called
Okay,
Jupiter
sorry,
Legacy.
Alex. Would one of you guys hold the freaking microphone? It keeps falling over. I know there's going to be like pops in the audio where it keeps falling over, and you keep putting it back up and adjusting it. One of you hold the damn microphone.
It's so much.
Here, I'll hold the microphone.
Oh, okay.
Anyway,
No, sorry, Alex. Go ahead.
have you heard of the show that Netflix is gonna release this month called I think it's called Jupiter Legacy.
I actually haven't heard of that.
It's like their own superhero show. It looks kind of like their version of the Wolves.
Actually, there's a comic book called Jupiter something, which is kind of, I'm guessing it's based off that.
Yeah, it looks pretty dope actually.
Friggin' Amazon Prime has got Invincible coming out this month.
I don't know.
And that's going to be so amazing. Invincible is actually written by the same guy that wrote The Walking Dead. So that dude literally like is just bathing in money at this point. And
dream.
it's totally different from The Walking Dead. It's a superhero story.
But it's bloody.
Oh my goodness, that's the artist, Ryan Otley, who is an amazing artist. But yeah, people are getting their intestines ripped out. People getting arms shattered. There's a fight where Invincible's fighting this dude, and in the fight, Invincible like
Have to
severely
bleep that
breaks
out.
both his arms. And in order to kill the dude, he just headbutts him to death until the dude's head's like a pancake on the ground.
Oh god.
So it's a hardcore show.
Wow.
But it was an amazing comic. I love it to pieces. I cannot wait for the series to start on Amazon Prime.
This year's gonna
Amazon's
be a
really
big
trying
year.
to hit the ground running with their streaming
Amazon's doing a
stuff.
good job. They got The Boys,
Boys
and
is really great.
Netflix
Yeah,
is
The
getting
Boys is really good.
Jupiter's Legacy, which is like it is a indie
Yeah.
comic that no one's heard of. And now like meanwhile Amazon Prime's like, we got The Boys and we got Invincible. Next thing they're gonna have like a Spawn series
They
going.
might. Hey, I
That'd
know
be-
that. I think they're making a
that'd be
Spawn
pretty dope.
movie.
They
Yeah,
are.
they are. Yeah.
I think they
Wasn't
already
it with-
cast it, but I don't remember who they cast.
I think it was
as
Jamie
Spawn.
Foxx.
Really?
I
Really?
think.
He could do it.
Yeah, I could see that.
I-
I could see that being.
Don't quote me on that. That might be
No,
someone might have to Google
I remember
that.
seeing something.
Spawn's an
So-
awesome character. I watched his movie from the '90s, and it wasn't terrible, honestly. Like it was pretty cool.
I heard of it, but I haven't seen
There's
it.
a scene where a girl tries to like kick him in the crotch, and like his belt like produces this little like grabby thing that grabs her ankle right before it
man.
hits, and then he like starts wailing on her. It's a beautiful movie. Spawn's awesome.
I know like nothing about him.
He's a mercenary, and he goes on this mission where basically he's betrayed, and like they light him on fire and kill him.
Of course.
And in hell, because he's like a mercenary, the demon there named Melboja is just like, how would you, like, he's like, I'll give you another chance of life. You can be the leader of my armies on Earth. He's like, so I'm going to give you these powers. I'm going to send you back to Earth. And basically his job is to like just send more souls to hell for Melboja to use in his army.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes back to Earth, but it's like Melboja tricked him by messing up his memories and taking him like 5 years in the future. So, and he's still like burnt up under the mask, like he didn't heal up his skin or anything. And so like his wife is remarried and they even have a kid.
Tough.
And Melboja sends this like demonic clown character called the Violator to like keep an eye on him, and they get in a bunch of different fights. But Spawn's really hardcore, and the cool thing about Spawn is he has like a very like strict power limit.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever he uses, there's a little counter at the bottom of each page, and whenever he uses power, the counter goes down, and once he uses it all, he goes back to hell.
Tough.
How does he go back to Earth once he runs out, or does he
It
not?
gets really complicated where he ends up like killing the devil and God and becoming like the new God, and then some other stuff happens, and
solid.
then there's a bunch of different spawns because it's kind of like Ghost Rider where it's a title, so there's a couple other spawns after that, and then the original one comes back. I mean, there's some really awesome Spawn moments. One of my favorite ones is there's an
Don't
issue
they
with
all
Spawn.
look different too?
There's like a gunslinger Spawn, a medieval Spawn. There's a bunch of different ones.
Yeah.
But one of my favorite Spawn comics I ever read was his wife gets captured and taken to hell.
Nice.
So he goes to hell to rescue her.
For sure.
And in the comic, like there's like almost no words. It just the first page is him walking into hell, and you see like a sea of demons facing him.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole and then there's a little counter at the bottom. And it's not a counter of his power. It's a counter of how many demons exist in hell. And through the issue, you just see him ripping these guys apart, and the counter keeps going down. And it gets to on the last page. This is the only text in the whole issue. On the last page, the counter just reads 1, and he's holding a demon by the neck, and he's like, "Send your master a message." And he's like, "What do you want me to tell him?" And Spawn's just like, "Tell him I'm here."
Nice.
And I'm just like, that's so badass. That's how you write good comics. No writing.
No words.
Just one line of text is
No
all
words.
you need.
You only need one exchange of dialogue.
There you go.
But it was I have that issue, and I treasure it. I love it.
What book of the Bible is that from?
Revelations.
Revelations.
I found out that they have a Bible manga.
That's so
I
dumb.
believe it.
So wait, is it like actually based on the Bible, or is it
Yeah.
like?
I've
When
got
is-
the power of God and anime on my side.
Yeah, now it's for
When is
real.
Bible 2 getting released? Anybody
Yeah.
got any?
It's
I
been
don't-
we're living such a sequel culture.
Yeah. When's Bible? But they didn't even give us a post-credit
It's just
scene.
been
Come
stuck
on,
in
man.
limbo.
I mean, they did do a
forever.
prequel, Paradise Lost.
There you go.
Wait, what?
It's a classic work of literature. It's a story about like the fall of the Garden of Eden, but it takes place before like Earth was created. It talks about like all the angels that rebelled against God being cast out and how they, formed hell, and it's a work of fiction, but it's pretty interesting. It's a pretty good
Sounds
read.
cool.
I
I have a whole comic series on it, actually.
You want a whole comic series on
I
it?
have a whole
Oh.
comic series on it
Oh,
from when I was a kid. Yeah.
So you know about it.
yeah, you
I
know
do.
about Paradise Lost.
Yeah.
He
Who's your
said,
favorite
"Yep."
Character.
I don't have one.
Jesus.
Lucifer.
I was about to say, it's a very limited pool of characters. Anyone you pick other than God, Adam, or Eve is kind of...
Eve is my favorite character.
There is like a manga about like a tournament of all the gods, and like there's a chapter where Zeus fights Adam.
Does he win?
What?
What?
Zeus wins.
Why is he fighting?
Yeah, what?
Adam's
Adam's not a god.
So apparently, like, Adam has the power to, like,
Of god
copy
and
the
anime.
ability of gods, basically.
Oh.
Because he was the first.
So it's kind of like made in the. It's kind of like, you know how it says man was made in the image of God. So they
Yeah.
kind of take that line, and that's the basis for his power.
Okay.
He's made in the image of God, so he can copy God's powers.
Huh.
Huh, so then. That's,
We're getting a bit too theosophical
I was gonna
in this
say.
episode. We were getting into some deep areas, and I don't want to get
I'm thinking Raw
too
would
deep
win the whole tournament.
the winged dragon of Ra.
the way.
No, Raw,
Raw
Raw,
the
Raw,
Sky
the
Dragon would win it all.
Raw the Sun God.
Tormentor.
Obelisk
There
the
it is.
Tormentor is. You know what? This Donna Troy actress really isn't that hot, Alex. I'm sorry.
She's hot in other things.
Like,
Like I looked her up and then found some other stuff she was in. Wink, wink, and
I was about to say you can't wink on a podcast. It doesn't translate to the audio format.
there's some
Wink.
there's some pretty good stuff.
You just used a hand sign. You just did the okay hand sign. And once again, it does not
Okay.
translate to the audio
We'll
format.
just take a picture of it and we'll put
This
it.
is
on
why
the
we
YouTube
need to do
video.
video.
Yeah.
We're working on video. I do want to start doing video because I have other ideas for stuff we can do. I want to start branching out from the podcast and doing more interesting content. Like I thought I'd have a cooking competition. You guys in teams see who can make the best pizza.
Oof, that's
But there needs to be like a twist, so I'm gonna handcuff you guys together.
All right.
I thought about originally blindfolding, but I was like, if they're cutting up ingredients and working with an oven, probably not a good idea. Someone will get injured.
Where's the oven?
Too bad.
Grabs the metal.
Burns.
So yeah, let's not get too into religion. I don't want to like have
No,
a
no, we're
war.
talking about fake gods fighting a tournament at the death, and I'm thinking Raw the Sun God would win that.
What are you basing that off of?
Nothing.
He's just
My
really
thoughts.
cool.
I'm giving.
Joke's on you. The Lovecraft deities would win the tournament.
Ah,
I mean, Cthulhu.
listen,
Cthulhu for sure.
that's
yeah.
probably true, but they're forbidden from the tournament because it's
Okay.
Earth gods.
They live on Earth. They exist all over.
No, they're like universe gods. They're not allowed.
Says who?
Says me.
Nyarlathotep hangs out on Earth,
Gosh dang it.
crawling chaos.
I think Hulk would win because he's strongest there is. So
I think
Checkmate on that
Popeye
one.
would win.
spinach. You just give him enough spinach.
So Popeye, it's one of those things where like
I
they
missed
do
that
those
show, man.
gag
That was
cartoon characters,
Uh-huh.
but then of course when you actually like sit down to analyze what they do, you're like, this guy has an you can't understand the level of strength that this Popeye has. Like there's one where he's building a Navy battleship and he's like using knitting needles to make the chain for the anchor. So without any heat, Popeye is manipulating solid steel with his bare hand, not even his bare hands, with knitting needles. Then he punches the end of the chunk of metal to make the actual shape of the anchor. Again, he is forging steel with his bare hands.
That's hardcore.
So cartoon characters are gods too.
Some
Mickey
Popeye-
Mouse
Popeye-
is the Disney
That's
god.
Popeye-
life
is.
goals right there.
Yeah, no matter how much you work out, you'll never be as strong. You gotta eat your spinach.
Good for his wife. Though.
Sailor Man.
Olive
his
oil
wife.
isn't that attractive. Popeye could get way better.
Yeah.
She's so flat.
Well,
Wow.
it's the personality. That's what it is.
She doesn't have a personality. She's just like,
That's
save me, Popeye,
That's what he
save
likes.
me.
That's
I
what he
didn't even
likes.
know he
That's
had a
what he likes.
wife.
You don't remember Olive?
Olive oil.
He's got kids, too.
I didn't know you guys actually watched this show. I've just seen like
You didn't
videos
grow up
of it.
watching Popeye?
No, I
There's
thought
even
that was...
like multiple movies, dude.
No.
There's a Robin Williams Popeye movie.
No, I never watched
I
it.
never
He
watched
You
that.
punches
stupid
an
idiot.
octopus into space.
Never watched that. I just remember watching the cartoon growing up.
They do this whole thing where like in the movie it's kind of like the origin of Popeye and he hasn't eaten spinach, and then in the final scene he finally eats spinach and then finds that like insane Popeye strength and saves the day.
Wow.
In the final scene of the movie.
Yeah.
He
and
hadn't
then,
had
then they do a
spinach his
musical
whole
number.
life.
He's like, I fight stud of spinach cause I eat me spinach. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. Toot toot. I was so happy he remembered the toot toots at the end.
I literally did it earlier, and you didn't hear me, obviously.
Oh. I wasn't paying attention.
But yeah,
So yeah.
good stuff.
Good
There you
stuff.
go.
That's so
There
weird.
we go.
It's good times
What's
right
weird?
It's just
What's
like how we
weird?
just like started talking about that. It's just like a weird memory from the past.
Jonah, you mentioned that you had a pretty good topic. What was your topic?
What?
When we were in line at McDonald's, you said you had a good topic.
Dang, you
But
just
I
threw
told
him into
you
the deep end.
that-
You were gonna wing it, so wing it.
Oh.
Wing
Here
it.
it is. Here's the wing.
Let's talk about
Wing.
let's talk about an anime or Smash Bros or something up your alley. Foot fetishes, whatever.
Hentai. We already covered hentai. so
Yeah,
I
we
guess
can't
really
go
talk
back
about
to that.
No,
We've already
no
moved
foot
past that point.
fetishes.
Huh?
I swear. You guys, you can't just keep making fun of my fetishes. They don't exist.
They don't exist. Come on, Jonah. Everyone's got one. Don't-
There's no foot fetish.
All right, Michael. If everyone's got
Michael,
one,
what's
what's
yours?
yours?
What's
Yeah.
yours?
What's yours?
Everyone say their fetish.
And on the count of three.
Wait,
on the
wait, are
count
we
of
actually
three,
doing
guys,
it?
on the
I have
count of
no
three, we're all
idea.
gonna say our fetishes,
Are we,
okay?
are we being for real?
What? For real.
Are we?
1, 2, 3.
Happiness. I just want to be happy.
I knew it.
I just want to be happy. That's it.
I knew it.
No one did it.
No
No.
one
I
said
just want to
anything.
care. I just want someone.
You
to
know what?
care.
We'll talk about our fetishes on the Discord, so please join the Discord if you're really that curious.
I will talk about my want for happiness.
Chris's
have
fetish
happiness
is
yet?
Holding hands,
Just hold-
kisses
really
in the
gets me
morning.
going.
That's my real fetish. Hand holding.
Aw.
I think it's really
You
sweet.
degenerate.
Hey,
I only
Simp.
like holding pinkies.
only
Just the pinky.
Just think. They said
sounds
holding
weird.
hickeys. I was like, how do you do that?
Mad.
Well,
You have to get like those sucker fish from the aquarium.
No thanks.
you just have to walk sucking each other's necks, man.
That sounds so weird.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's, no thank you.
Yeah,
no.
yeah, that's
So
enough.
Jonah, what was that topic that?
Yeah, what's your topic,
What's
bud?
your topic? Let's hear it.
I don't remember.
Joan, I want you to
But
take the
no, I
reins
watched,
right now. It's all in your hands.
You know,
Jumpin' Jonah, this is
I
it.
wanna
Jumpin'
talk
Jonah.
about- this is
Okay, we need to give him a new
I've
name.
talked with Michael before.
Okay.
Was it Claymore? I thought it was really cool. I was recommending it to everyone. It's like the first 8 volumes. Solid.
What's it about?
What's
Then
it about?
there's-
Sword
it's about
dude.
this
This
about
an
these
anime?
like sword
I think it's a
women.
manga.
These monsters that can in order to fight these monsters, they make these warriors with the monster flesh inside them, and so they're part monster.
Okay, we're not talking about hentai, Jonah.
What?
Flesh of my flesh.
No,
bone of my bone.
I think I get it. I get where he's going.
And this is a manga?
Yeah, and-
Is
well,
it an anime? Because Alex
there
doesn't
is an
read.
anime.
Alex,
It is
But-
an anime?
Yeah, there is an anime.
Okay.
But like,
You said we'll watch it
I
later.
loved the first 8 volumes. It's just slaying monsters.
that's important.
But then, I don't know. It
Not good
gets
anymore.
super complicated, and they ruin everything. And it's like, I bought this 27 volume full set, and I made myself read all of it, and it just made me sad. It's like, why did I buy?
You know what's a good manga that doesn't get complicated?
Give me a good
Chainsaw
one.
Man.
I'm gonna watch Chainsaw Man.
You gotta read it. It's not anime yet. It doesn't get complicated. It's about a guy that becomes the chainsaw demon, and he uses his power to kill other demons. His head is a chainsaw. Both his hands are chainsaws. It's awesome.
And
It's
it's
important.
just slaying demons.
He
Doesn't get
slays
complicated.
demons. He finds other demons that are the same, like half human, half demon. He fights the bomb demon. He fights the sword demon. There's a gun demon.
And then there's also the Demon Slayer manga, which is that, but you know.
Lame.
That's lame.
Does it have a chainsaw? No, Austin.
No, it does
Does
not.
not have a chainsaw.
No, it actually, Chainsaw Man looked pretty good. I would read it.
Chainsaw Man is dope. It's so beautiful because like the main character is like the worst person to be a main character. Not redo of healer bad main character, but he's pretty like he's really poor at the start of the manga.
Wow,
And,
what's
like,
wrong
all-
with poor people?
All he eats is like he just has enough money to buy like a loaf of bread to last him the week, and he's just like talking about. He's like, I hear rich people put things like butter and jam on their bread, and he's like really sad and depressing, and he's like, maybe someday I'll get a girlfriend. He's like, that'd be cool. He's like, but
Sounds like you, Michael.
Yeah, he's an incel like me.
That's why they sell so well.
That's why I identified with it so much. I also just buy a loaf of bread at the start of the week. But he's like, maybe someday I'll have enough money to like have a girlfriend. and then like the
What it
mafia
takes.
he works for betrays him and kills him, but like a chainsaw demon fuses with him, and that's how he comes back to life.
Oh,
And then it's pretty cool from there. Like then he gets his ever desired bread with jam on it, and then he's like, I need to set new goals for myself because I've already like
That's
I've
pretty
peaked.
low, yeah.
He's like, I've peaked. And he's like, my next goal is I want to touch a boob.
with the
goes
chainsaw
from-
hands.
No, he has he can transform back.
Oh, okay.
So he's going straight from bread with jam to boobies.
Yeah, he's just like, I wanna touch a boob. And so like this other demon that works with like the anti-demon group that he's a part of is like, hey, if you rescue my cat, I'll let you touch my boobs. And he's like, deal. And she actually betrays him because like the cat's being held hostage by this giant bat demon, and he still kills it. And she tries to fight him a little bit, but in the end she's just like, I guess you brought back my cat. But like it's revealed that she wears like foam inserts, so her boobs are like super small.
Oh dang,
He gets, like,
that's the
upset.
real betrayal right there.
Small
I mean,
boobies
come
are
on, he
perfect.
saved your cat.
Well, that's just how it goes, man. It's the way she goes.
I know now if any woman ever asked me to save her cat,
She's probably a demon.
it's not happening.
Some old lady. Can you
Has
get my
Tokyo
cat?
Ghoul taught you nothing? In Tokyo Ghoul, the main character goes on a date with a woman, but she turns out to be a ghoul.
Which is
Cool.
basically a vampire, but instead of blood, they'd like eat human flesh.
Of course.
So, you know.
Of course.
That
tough.
reminds me, if
Is she
you
hot?
were a vegan and you got turned
Yeah.
into a vampire,
It was okay.
what would you eat?
Uh,
Shut up, Alex. It's a good topic.
I mean, human blood, you know, that's not animals.
Yeah,
That's
it's
what I was
Humans are
thinking.
animals.
Nah,
Or mammals.
yeah, it's okay.
It's not meat.
Greater than
You
They're
stupid.
they're-
Still blood.
they're trying to
They don't
say-
even, vegans don't even use like milk or eggs or cheese. They don't use anything from an animal.
I thought
or
they could
leather.
eat fish.
I think they eat fish.
I see it's like fish,
Yeah,
fish
vegans
blood.
the extreme, and vegetarians like
Vegetarians, you can still have like eggs
milk and eggs.
dairy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
And you can
vegan
still
is
wear
the
leather.
yeah, okay.
all leather.
Vegan is basically if it's not coming from a plant.
You know, I know how people talk all the time about like not all vegans will like do the whole like I'm a vegan thing,
Sure.
but literally every vegan I've ever met has done the whole I'm a vegan thing.
You never knew I was a
I've-
vegan.
You're
I
not
do
a vegan.
now.
Yeah, I'm not.
You're not a vegan. You were eating crab earlier.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Actually, I don't think I've ever met a vegan.
I was doing
It's weird. Are they real?
They're real.
If
They're
you're a
real.
vegan,
any vegans out there, get on the Discord.
My
Let us
sister
know
was
you're
one At
real.
one point, but it
Oh,
was so
makes
unhealthy
sense.
that it started like affecting her, and the doctor was like, "You need to not."
There's
do this
ways
anymore."
to do it right, but if someone just tries to do it, they're trying without any like real research into like the substitutes they have to start
Yeah.
eating, then they're gonna have a bad time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was this. I remember we were doing some kind of like cookout for teachers at the maintenance job I used to work at, and so I was cooking. I was in charge of cooking up a bunch of burgers for them to all eat. And this one teacher walked up and she was just like, "I'm a vegan, so here I brought some like bean burgers."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Okay." So I opened up the package, to put them on the grill. She's like, "No, wait. You have to clean off that section. I don't want like any of the burger grease or anything to touch it."
Sure.
She
Good
doesn't want
stuff.
any secondhand meat.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I had an art professor in college.
I got some secondhand meat for her.
Why you gotta make it gay, dude?
I don't.
He
Why is it
winked too.
secondhand?
He did.
Yeah.
There was some winking.
Been more than one place.
The married guy speaks up.
And I had an art professor in college, and like I remember I was eating like a lunch in the classroom, and it was like some fried chicken or something.
Yeah.
And she literally walks in. She's like, "What's that smell?" And I'm just like, It's probably my fried chicken lunch." She's like, "Oh, well, that smell makes me sick because I don't eat meat anymore." And I'm just like, "Okay."
I'm gonna put it away.
Like, yeah, it's really like I'm still gonna eat it because this is my lunch.
The chicken is already dead, so might as well enjoy it.
I never like argued with her, but there was one time where I was talking about like, "Oh, I have some fresh baked cookies at home. I can't wait to get a big old glass of milk and eat these cookies," and she's just like, you know that milk's supposed to go to a baby cow. I'm like, you know what? If a baby cow comes to my house, it can have the whole jug. I'm like, but until then,
Yeah.
I'm gonna use it.
It's already
there. It's in the fridge. If a baby cow comes, it can have the whole thing. I'm like,
There's
until
a
then,
revolution, and all the cows take all of our milk.
if a baby cow comes to my house, it can have whatever it wants, man.
I mean,
but
you're nicer than me. If a baby cow comes to my house,
veal.
veal.
What does that mean?
That's the term for baby cow meat.
Yeah.
Why don't they just call it a
Good
hamburger?
Because like veal's special and different.
But it's just a smaller cow.
I know, but like they haven't had time to like work their muscles, so I think the meat's like more tender or something.
Oh,
That's so sad.
that's sad.
Yeah, it's weird, man. I don't eat veal. I
Bro,
think
but
it's
like
terrible to eat
cows
baby
are
cows.
so cute if you like brush them and clean them. They're all floofy.
Okay.
Are y'all judging me? Y'all never seen a picture of a cute
No,
cow?
I know what you're talking
No.
about. It's,
Oh,
it's
they're
actually
so
pretty
adorable.
I wanted to say something really mean, like, yeah, your mom.
It is
Roasted.
pretty fluffy down there. I mean,
What the hell, Alex?
I don't know.
Too far.
Sorry.
You're off the podcast.
He was the one. Well, Chris mentioned it too, but he's the one that wanted to make it PG-13. Was Alex?
Yeah, dude.
I'm sorry.
You've been pushing the envelope this whole time. Alex is off the podcast. I know he's the fan
official.
favorite.
You're fired.
It's been a good run, guys.
But yeah.
Sorry.
So actually, after this episode, we're gonna start filming our new addition to the channel, 3 Guys 5 Feet Apart. Let's play.
Oh yeah.
What are we gonna play?
Starting with Five Nights at Freddy's.
We are, because it's
Are we
not
doing the
off.
first one again?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we should
Okay.
try to beat it. Because I mean,
Yeah, I
we
think
can,
we
we
should
can
beat
get
it.
5
We should
nights.
start from the first night, and then
Go
just
from
go
there.
from there.
Okay.
I don't want to play. I'm scared.
We're all scared, especially Austin.
Listen,
Yeah,
I
Austin's
don't
a
do
scared
well
cat.
with those kind of
Austin-
Which is
situations.
why
So
Austin's
scary.
playing
Hey.
first.
But on the
Austin
13th,
first.
we lose those games, so we will have to buy them somewhere else.
Okay. Well,
I mean, I could probably just buy it. I just don't want to pay $15 a month for it.
why don't you
Yeah, I feel that.
suck it up and friggin' pay that money?
All right, that's fair.
Yeah, you
Well,
don't
we
do
can do-
anything else.
We can do
so-
other stuff besides FNAF. If we can do the game capture on the Switch, then we can try to do some Smash Bros.
Oh yes, I can
I
get my
love
booty
smashing some
blasted.
bros.
I
in
love
Smash.
smashing my bros.
It's always a good time.
You just gotta say no homo afterwards, and that's fine.
And I do before. I do before,
Before
and after. It's just kind of covers the whole thing.
What about during?
It just kind of kills it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah,
really.
makes
Ruins
sense.
the
Really,
mood.
yeah, exactly.
Kills the moment, man.
Yeah. So
That's solid.
supposed to get lost in the moment, and then you're like, oh yeah, no homo, and then
You just it takes you out of it, Joe.
that's there you go. There you go.
This is a terrible episode. I'm gonna have to do so much such sense.
Oh no, I'm thinking we've had. This is a pretty good episode, guys.
I mean,
liked
I
it.
think all of our episodes are terrible when we're recording them.
honestly,
We'll get
yeah.
there.
And then sometimes,
We'll have
like,
a
I'll
good
listen
one.
to it afterwards and be like, I guess that was, and like have a couple chuckles. I'll be like, I guess that was a pretty good episode.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes one of us just says something stupid. I'm just like,
What do you mean, one of us?
I mean, I'm.
Alex.
I don't say
Listen,
anything
Austin
You don't
was
say
the most
anything at all,
inappropriate. On our last episode, Austin was the most inappropriate.
Listen, I was just trying to come up with a topic, guys.
I don't even remember.
I was listening to it, like, and he's the one that brought up the whole boobs and butts things. And Jono, you asked him, like, what his preference was. And Jonah was like, "Oh, I like everything." And Austin was like, "No, you got one hand. What are you grabbing?"
You're the one that just brought up anime boobs.
Oh wait! I
You're
do
right.
actually have one thing I want to discuss. I'm trying to keep this under an hour, so I want to make sure we get this in. That's what she said.
All right, speed run.
All right. Of all the defenses in the animal kingdom, being poisonous has got to be the worst, right?
Oh yeah.
Because it only
100%.
works after you've
After
already
you're
been
dead.
killed and eaten.
Yeah.
It's like,
100%.
could you imagine? It's like you just flipping the animal off as you're going down its esophagus, being like, you're about to have a real bad tummy ache.
And you may or may not die. Who knows?
Yeah, you could just vomit me up in like 10 minutes, or you might die from this.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's
some
no
of them
in
though,
between.
like, can sting you and stuff. And
Yeah, but that's a different defense mechanism. I'm just talking about the ones that are just poisonous.
Yeah, I think stinging is
frogs.
considered like venom.
Yeah, stinging is
but, yeah.
technically venom.
So yeah, okay. So I think because
Yeah, poisonous is like
poisonous is like they don't do anything. That you just are
Yeah,
poisonous.
but venomous is
Yeah.
like they
Venomous
can do
is
it
projectile.
too. Like a
Venomous-
venomous snake.
It comes
or
out.
The simple way of going between poisonous and venomous. Poisonous is you bite it, you die. Venomous is it bites you, you die.
Yeah.
So yeah, being poisonous would suck.
And being venomous would
All
be
I can
dope.
think of is frogs, though. Like, what else is poison?
I don't know.
Apparently, butterflies are poisonous.
All of them?
Really?
Not all of them, but a good portion of them. Like monarch butterflies are poisonous.
Huh.
You can find like videos on YouTube of blue jays vomiting monarchs.
Yikes. Oh, man.
What else is poisonous? You know, there's
I
other
mean,
stuff. that's
I think if you
poisonous.
eat a pufferfish wrong, it's poisonous.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think that's
pufferfish
a
have
thing.
toxins in them. There's a lot of animals that are poisonous, mostly because of like what they eat.
Yeah.
You know, it just doesn't like they're bottom feeders, and so there's all the toxins.
Catfish. I think catfish are probably going to mess you up because they're bottom feeders.
I love catfish, dude.
Yeah,
Are they good?
It just depends. It's not just
I think
on what
you
they
have,
eat.
you have
it
to have
just-
like a special way to like clean them. I
Yeah,
think,
it's
to
not
get
just
to, like-
what they eat. It also depends on like how their body processes it.
Yeah.
Like some things will retain the toxic aspect of what they eat to act as their poison. They don't naturally generate a poison. It's more of like a byproduct of what they eat.
Okay.
And then other things just do naturally have a poison. So you just got to be careful. Don't just go shoving every mushroom in the forest in your mouth.
That must have been tough when they were like
Yeah, figuring out what's
figuring out
edible.
mushrooms because it's like, okay, this one kills you. This one tastes really good. This one, you trip balls. So like, there's really
The
pick your
Vikings were
poison,
just
literally.
people to like
keep
really
trying
like
that.
get into that. Vikings like were always in the woods like looking for shrooms.
They just want to trip
between
balls.
pillaging and destroying villages, they're just like, let's go get some shrooms on the way back, guys.
I don't know how they figured it out, but they did.
That's
Yeah.
how you figure. Like,
How do you decide who gets to eat the poisonous mushroom? Like flip a coin.
you find like the worst Viking,
Like here.
like Bartholomew the Weak, and you're just like, go eat that mushroom.
And there's a lot of stupid people that do stupid things.
Yeah. Like,
You know,
remember,
start a
Alex,
podcast.
remember that time I gave you an M&M that I found on the bathroom floor?
Oh
You didn't
my
tell
God.
me.
I know, but I still got you to eat it.
Yeah.
That's disgusting. That's so fucking disgusting.
That's,
Well, I'm pretty sure he had a pack of other
Yeah,
M&Ms,
I had a pack of M&Ms.
and it looked like it came out of the
And
pack.
so what I
wouldn't
did was,
just accept
I went
a
to the
random
bathroom. It
M&M.
was study hall. It was study hall in high school. I went to the bathroom. I saw an M&M on the floor. I'm like, that's super, because it was right under a urinal. I'm like, that's super gross. So I pick it up. I take it back to study hall. I open my pack of M&Ms, and then without having it touch the pack or like
Sure.
any other M&Ms, I place it like right outside. Like, Alex, you want an M&M? And he's like, sure. And he picks it up and eats it. And I start cracking up like, I found it on the bathroom floor.
Did it taste bad?
No.
No.
The funny thing is, like
Like, I
start
would
cracking
never
up.
have known if he didn't say anything.
I start
Wow.
cracking up, and like Alex just starts getting mad. He's like, "What? What? Why are you laughing? What I just eat?" I like. It took me like a minute to compose myself to tell him like where I found it, but until then
So
I was
nasty.
just laughing, and he was like freaking out. At
You're
me.
lucky you're still alive.
I have ticked off the most violent member of our group on multiple occasions, and I'm still
Remember
here.
when
Yeah.
I got stuck in a swing?
What?
I do remember that, and we had to lift you out.
Yeah, we went to a park after school one day, and I
Oh,
went into
you
a
know
baby
what?
swing.
Oh,
they were
yeah,
all
I
over
think
your
I
head?
do remember
Oh,
that.
yeah.
I think
Those
I
are
was
fun,
there.
though.
I got
He got in the
Stuck
baby.
all
He
the
got
way.
in the baby swing all right, and then like we were getting ready to go, and then he
He's
was
called
like,
a fire
"Guys, I can't
department?
get out."
No, we got him out somehow.
So I think
like-
I think I grabbed his top, and then Austin pulled off the baby
it
swing.
was rough. It hurt.
Remember when you broke your wrist chasing after us when we sticky noted your car?
Oh yeah, you punched
Yeah.
the car so hard.
You
that it
shattered your
broke
wrist.
Because I hit it the wrong way.
And then to manage the pain, you drank a whole bottle of wine when you got home. And
and slapped meat on it because I was like, this is what they do in the movies to get rid of pain. And I didn't have any pain medicine, so
not
you
how
know.
any of that works, but I'm just glad.
Hey, I knocked myself out until
Yeah,
the morning.
Drank a whole bottle of wine.
All I remember from that is not the punch or anything, What I remember is you running after the car because you were
My
running.
shoe, I was running so fast, my shoes just flew off.
His first shoe flew off, and then he did sort of like a cartwheel on accident, and then he landed on his feet, so he just kept running.
Whoa.
And I literally
Legit
burned.
fell over and just kept rolling forward and just got back on his feet.
I wasn't in the
Momentum.
car,
And your
but I was
faces,
literally
all of you
watching.
were like, "Oh shit!" And my
This guy's
socks.
going.
burned
I
up.
was literally just watching you from like
Yeah, you did.
outside
You
the
wrecked your
building. You
socks.
just like running.
Yeah, like I didn't have any socks left on the bottom of my feet
that's
afterwards. It was a good. And then like the principal of the school was just watching me the whole time and
Yeah.
didn't do
No,
anything.
there was
That's
literally like
whatever.
a whole group of just like students that just came out to watch you.
It was
chase
a
the car.
harmless prank until you decided to like go
Choose
physical
violence.
with it.
It was because I told you I knew you guys were gonna do something, and one, it was because Joel was a
yeah,
part
that
of
was
it,
Joel was
and I
with
hated
us.
him. But two, I had something I really had to do after school, and I didn't have time to take all that shit off, and so I was just really upset. Then had anger issues. So yeah, I'm glad that I didn't break the window when I hit it though, because then I
Yeah.
would have had to pay for that. So me
All's
breaking
well
my
that
wrist was a blessing.
At least your wrist heals.
Yeah.
Glass does
Win-
not heal.
Windows don't heal.
Windows
an
do not.
experiment.
That's a PSA for everyone out there. Windows don't
Windows
heal.
do not heal.
We love you, Alex.
We love Alex.
Windows don't
I
shatter
don't
like in
myself.
the movies.
Anyways,
Anywho,
Well, we're at almost an hour.
are we really?
Yeah, time flies when you're
We're
discussing
going
it.
for 2 hours. No.
2 hour special podcast
we go.
episode.
Fun.
Buckle in.
Let's do it.
nobody
Um,
will make it to 30 minutes.
No. All right.
Uh,
This has been 3 Guys, 5 Feet Apart. I have been your host, Michael.
it's your boy Austin.
It's no kids anymore, Chris.
Jumpin' Joe.
No, okay, we gotta pick him a
Autistic
different
Alex,
name.
baby.
No.
Good night,
No.
California.
No.
Good night, California. Follow us on
you,
Twitter, on
California.
Instagram. Get on our Discord. All of those are linked down below. Like, share, subscribe, please. We love you guys, and we want to get out there more. We're trying to get episode 1
Like
to
we don't go
100.
outside.
We want to get.
We
out.
want to get outside.
We want to go outside.
We need friends.
Someone invite
We
us
need
outside.
friends. We want to get episode 1 to 100 views, which
Please.
probably by the time this goes out, it'll already be there. So let's go for 1 million views on episode 1.
Hell yeah,
Bro,
baby.
if
that hard.
that happened, I'm retiring. I don't know what from. but like,
I'm retiring.
All you do
career.
is sit there. All
Go
right,
get
this has
up and
been 3
actually
Guys,
do
5 Feet
something.
Apart. We love you. Have a beautiful night.